So I hope you've been enjoying the input, the impulses and the practice of the palm and its safety energy lock, or safety energy locks if we count in the 0. No thing, the oval, which, as we've discovered, isn't a safety energy lock in the same way as the 26 pairs of them are. And now comes the question, have you been holding your palm? Needless to say, I'm not checking in on you like a teacher or a parent would. Rather, I want to use this video to point you to a way of practicing that uses repetition without feeling repetitious, that encourages continuity without ever wanting your practice of Jin Shin Jyutsu to feel like doing time. I'm doing time on what I've been told to hold. I've been told this is good for me. If I want such and such a result, I've been told I must hold this. Then the adventurer, the most alive part of you, goes away. And what use can it be? If Jin Shin Jyutsu truly is the art of universal aliveness through an aware, through an alive, through a conscious human being, then how can it survive when the adventurer, when the curiosity that's at the core of us has skipped town, has left? So, have you been holding the center of your palm? Doesn't inquire whether you've been doing it long enough, but is checking in with you, is inviting you to check in with yourself to see whether you have curiously been exploring how and when to hold the palm and where to hold the palm, which part wants to be held. By the thumb, by the fingers, both palms at the same time, not with mental unrest and mental curiosity, but with sensory curiosity. To then feel into, what happens in the way my body is attuned? What happens, what changes in the flavor of my emotions, the sound or color of my thoughts? And with all of this, to stay in perception. That means specifically, I curiously feel into what's happening on any of those levels I've named or other levels I haven't named. What's happening right now during this application? Not needing to find words to describe it, because you're sitting in the experience, savoring it. You're staying in perception. Your mind, your beautiful, brilliant, often playful mind will, with time, have words to put to this, words to describe it with if and where needed or useful, but the part of you that can just stay with an experience and savor it is the part that feeds on the kind of enthusiasm I described at the outset. So you're very much engaged, you're very much alive, and that's a big, big reason to practice this way. But the use and durability of what you are doing is the other major argument for that way of practicing. Because when your body, when your system recognizes something as truly positive, positive in the very real sense of, we're getting a more satisfying result, one that feels better, one that is more life-enhancing, while investing less effort and energy to obtain that result. That's positive in the body-mind sense of the word. It is more life-enhancing. So, whenever your system recognizes that something is positive in that very real sense, it will gravitate back to that state of being and that way of doing things if and as long as old habits that are well established don't override that new thing. For the new way of doing things or being or feeling not to be overridden constantly by old habits and old patterns, new neuronal pathways are being created Something positive happens, you feel that it happens, and then your playful mind confirms that it happened and you felt it happen. Those 3 steps, it happens, you feel it, you notice, you are aware of the fact that it's happened and that you felt it, that will solidify these new, more positive ways of being and doing things into your new default mode, so to speak. So, have you been holding your palm? Have you been feeling into it? Have you been staying with it? It is not the number of measurable minutes that count. It is the number of sometimes very, very brief moments that feel like time has disappeared altogether that make the huge difference, as you'll find out when you practice. The resonance of holding the center of the palm of my hand while feeling that more of me is coming into its center in many different ways. This will seep and sink into you on cell level and make you want to return there and make you know when you need to and how to do it.